Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. If you have been subscribed to my channel for any length of time, you do know that I own my own cardstock company where we offer like 45 plus plain cardstocks, but we also have the largest selection of glitter cardstock. All of this is zero shedding and amazing. We have almost 30 shades. The only problem about my glitter cardstock company is that I don't have access or the ability to provide all the patterns and the colors that any crafter would want. So I have the very next best thing for you. Have you ever wanted glitter cardstock in like a Toy Story theme? Or even like Gingham or the Lisa Frank, and you just can't find it anywhere? Or, yes, I do have one of the largest selections of glitter cardstock, but I don't have all of the shades. What about some like bubblegum pink, like Barbie pink, lime green, or even that sought after navy blue glitter cardstock? We can make it. You did hear that correct. I am going to show you how to make your own glitter cardstock. Yes, I own my own glitter cardstock company, and I do not even have access to any of these right here. So I just create my own as a crafter. That is the greatest part about being a crafter. We figure out ways to make our own things all the time. For this project, you are going to need 3 pieces of equipment outside of a computer. You are going to want some white glitter cardstock, a heat press, and also a sublimation printer. We are going to be using sublimation today. Okay, so let's head over to the computer, and I'm going to show you how to make your own custom colored glitter cardstock, but then also a pattern cardstock of your choice. And it's going to take a matter of minutes, and I will give you the time, temp, settings, and it's going to be amazing. And then I can get you back to crafting, and we can just make our own glitter cardstocks forever and ever. Amen. Okay, the very first thing you're going to want to do is open up the word processor that is on your computer. I don't use Canva, but I'm assuming that because you can print directly from Canva, if you don't have a word processor on your computer, that you could also use Canva for this. I'm just not a crafter that uses that program. And you can see on my word processor, I already have like block colors, patterns, everything. I have just been printing away today all the new custom colors and patterns that I wanted. So you're just going to need just one sheet. So let's start out with creating just a solid color because it would be the easiest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up into here and I'm going to do shapes and I'm going to insert a square. And I am just going to fill this square in all the way. I'm sure you probably figured this out. It's very simple and very easy, but you know, maybe you don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in that square. Right now it's black. And I'm going to go over here into style, and under fill, I'm going to change the fill. So you can choose a color if you wanted, or I'm over here, I click this like rainbow button, and then this popped up right here. And you can go ahead and just make your own color shades that you wanted. Okay, I've been looking for a burgundy red glitter cardstock for my cardstock company for a long time, and I can't seem to find one. So I'm just going to print my own. So we're going to do this color right here, and all I'm going to do is Command P, which is print. And I'm going to go down. It says I have 12 pages. I am not going to print all 12. I'm going to go down here to, it says page 10. So from the range, I'm just going to do 10 out of 10. I'm going to make sure my sublimation printer is selected. I'm going to go down to media and quality, and I'm going to choose the photo matte paper. Now, generally when you do sublimation prints, you always want to go down to layout and flip horizontally. Now, this does not have any words, so it really doesn't matter. But for good practice, I would always suggest doing that flip horizontally. You don't want to ever get in the habit of not doing that. And then when you go to print something that needs to be sublimated that has wording, and you forget this step because now you're in the habit of doing it. So I always say, make sure and do the flip horizontally. Okay, so when that's done, I'm going to make sure that I'm only going to print 10 out of 10. And then I'm just going to press print. Okay, while that's printing, we're going to go into Creative Fabrica. You could also find any like print or pattern that you wanted just straight up off of the internet, as long as it doesn't have any watermarks or anything else like that. But I personally like Creative Fabrica just because it's guaranteed high quality backgrounds. And Halloween's coming up, right? So all I did was I went over here and I put like Halloween digital paper. And when I did that, all of this popped up. So you could spend your entire life just looking for all these digital papers. I always suggest come into Creative Fabrica with a set goal of what it is that you're looking for. Okay, so I decided to go over into the Groovy Halloween digital paper. The file that I'm going to use today will be linked in the description of this video if you wanted to download it yourself. But like Groovy Halloween is in right now. Anything groovy is like super popular, and Halloween is coming up. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to download this. There is a pattern in here that I'm looking at that I love so much. While I wait for this to download, I am going to go back over into my word processor and I'm just going to get a new page. Okay, when it's done downloading, we're just going to find our download and then I am just going to find the pattern that I wanted to use. It's going to be this one right here. Isn't it so freaking cute? I love it. Okay, when it comes to these digital papers, they're essentially sized for a 12 by 12 pattern, but I need it to be 8.5 by 11. If we stretch this out to be like an 8.5 by 11, I don't get like a lot of those really cute ghosts. I feel like I'm missing out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste one of these things. It's going to drop down here. I'm going to drag it up and I'm going to make sure that it's going to be text wrap to none. And then I'm just going to line these up. If you have a really good download of something, it should line up perfectly together so there's zero seams. So I'm going to click on both of these. I'm going to center them to my page and I'm going to copy and paste both of them. I'm going to drag this one up and we're essentially going to fill up a page. Do you see how I filled this entire 8.5 by 11 page? I didn't have to make anything bigger or larger. And then let's zoom in. This right here looks to be a little off. And this one needs to be dragged down just a little bit. Okay, so if I look at the seams here, do you see how it's nice and even throughout and it has like it's very fluid. There's no like overlays. Like if I went like this, do you see how this ghost right here kind of looks a little wonky? Just rearranging it. This is the other reason why I like to download from Creative Fabrica because I'm guaranteed to have seamless patterns, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, when I have that done, I'm going to Command P, which is print, doing the same steps that we did before. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to print page 11 out of 11, making sure my sublimation printer is selected. My photo mat paper is selected and it's already set to flip horizontally. And then I'm just going to press the print button. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the heat press. We are going to heat up our heat press and then we are also going to press the 2 sheets that we decided that we are going to print today. Okay, so while we wait for our printer to get done printing, all we need to do is turn on our heat press. Mine's already set to 400 degrees for 40 seconds. That's exactly what I wanted. And mine blinks with a red dot right here until it's heated up. And once it's heated up, this will be green and it'll be ready to press. Okay, with any sublimation print, most of the time your colors that get printed don't look the way it's supposed to after it's done being pressed. So just keep that in mind. Now, I only have an 8.5 by 11 sublimation print. So sadly for me, I'm only going to be able to make 8.5 by 11 prints or custom glitter cardstock. That being said, if you have a 12 by 12 sublimation printer, this is like the greatest ever because then you won't have so much waste. So I am just going to take a little bit of parchment paper, and this is just to protect my pressing mat. You can see that there are times where I have not used some parchment paper and have ruined my pressing mat. So just keep that in mind. You want to lay down a piece of parchment paper. And I am going to take 1 sheet of my glitter cardstock. I'm going to lay it down on top of this parchment paper. Okay, I am going to start with the burgundy red color, and I'm going to lay this down. Now, because I'm not too worried about my print sliding around or making it miscut, because really, I'm just wanting the color. I'm not going to tape this down. However, if you are concerned about like your pattern being like lopsided or whatever, I would suggest taping down your print to your glitter cardstock with heat resistant tape. Okay, and then when that's done, I'm just going to take my silicone mat and I'm going to put it over the top of that. If you do not have a silicone mat or a heat resistant mat, a Teflon sheet, you could just use another piece of parchment paper for the top of that to protect your heat press. Okay, when that is all done and this is heated up, I'm gonna slide this in and I'm just gonna press the green button. Okay, when it's done being pressed, we are just gonna open this up and peel away and look at that beautiful red burgundy color. Woo! And it is hot, but look at that. That's exactly what we wanted. How beautiful. This is a color that I don't have in my shop, and now I can just print it and make my own color. Okay, moving on to the ghost. It's the same process. We're just gonna put in a blank sheet of the glitter white cardstock. I'm gonna take my ghost print that's right here. I'm gonna flip it over, line it up to the very top edges. I'm gonna put over my Teflon sheet, slide it in, press that button. To make this like super cute, you know, if you really wanted to, you could trim off the excess. There you go. Like a custom 8.5 by 11 glitter sheet of cardstock. Okay, let's pull this out and look at this magic. Remember, the paper is going to be hot. Oh, I'm gonna turn mine off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's reveal. Look at how stinking cute. Oh my goodness. Look at those ghosts. They're all glittery and perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you think? Will you be sublimating your own custom glitter cardstock? Let me know in the comments of this video. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to make, and I will see you later.